I know how a lot of folks put whatever the kid vomits on a placemat, it goes on the fridge that night.
Since they started doing that stuff. We have wallpaper.
Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, we'll get back to what you should and shouldn't put on the fridge in 10 seconds. All right, I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew's family night here on Loveline. And look at the restless one, Paulina. Oh, look at her. She's a struggling artist. Can't fall asleep.
Don't stir her up.
She's such a little minx.
Abroad, away from one's home.
Thank you, Drew.
Beyond the boundaries of one country.
Well, I think between last night's Jeopardy challenge and
totally
today's vocabulary challenge,
impressed.
We're finding there's another side to Adam Carolla. Perhaps a wittier side. Perhaps a more educated side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Did I get the phone number out?
No.
All right. Pauline drew me a lovely picture, and I will worship it until I leave tonight. And it's a lot going on here tonight. All right, Drew, ready to get back to the call?
Yes, please.
Dwight Yoakam is going to be in here tomorrow night, and everyone's abuzz. This guy is just, he's synonymous with cool.
Is that right?
Everybody loves this guy. People have been coming up to me, heard Dwight Yoakam's coming on the show.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and his star's really rising, too. He's doing movies and all that stuff. James.
Hey.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah, my girlfriend's got mono, and I was wondering, like, what's the risk of me kissing her? What the problems are with mono?
If you kiss her,
not yet.
If you do, you will get it.
And what are the what happens because of it? What is it exactly?
It's a virus, typically. The Epstein-Barr, CMV virus, both tend to cause a mononucleosis type syndrome. And the syndrome is severe swollen throat, very large swollen lymph glands in the neck, high fever, weakness, vomiting. It's a mess. It can be very miserable.
And it's real contagious?
Very contagious. It's interesting disease.
Right. I think it's been upgraded to the hand job disease, hasn't it?
I don't know, but it can be tested for very easily.
Well,
with
that was the 50s, true.
Whatever you say. And it can last weeks, even. It can be just debilitating. It can be terrible. It can be mild. It can be very severe.
No kissing there, Romeo.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, I got one other thing. Is on warts, Drew, you've been saying there's a cream out, and you didn't say the name of it or where.
I can't remember the name right off the top of my head.
Who's got the warts?
I do. I have had warts. They're
boy, between the two of you, there's a lot going on.
They're repeating because I've got them before and got rid of them, and they just came back.
Well, they do tend to come back.
Genital warts.
No, they're on my hands.
Well, I was talking about genital warts.
Well, they're going to be genital warts. You don't leave yourself alone, champ.
No. There's no cream, though, for your hands or anything?
There's various things. For your hands, the best thing to do is get something called salicylic acid tape. And they have little pre-cut little pads you can put on. You change those every day. It dissolves the warts in a couple of days.
I heard when you're young you have the wart virus. I'm talking about the warts you get on your hands. Like, when you're a kid, you'll get some warts on your hands, and then as an adult, you'll never get another wart.
Right.
I mean, I haven't had a wart since I was 9.
Right.
Because I heard there is something that you produce when you're a kid that makes you more susceptible to it.
Right.
So it's 16, though. He's not a kid.
No.
I'm guessing it should go away with time.
Yeah.
Kristen.
Hi.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah, I was wondering about, what exactly is the line between just sex and rape?
What's the line?
Yeah, what's the difference?
No is the line. You say no, and somebody keeps pushing.
Or if you're passed out and you can't say no. Here's what it is.
You can't say no or
either you say no or there's a sock duct taped in your mouth and you can't say no.
Well, what if it was kind of your fault, though? What if you kind of brought it on yourself?
Well, like, you did what? What happened? Taped pornography to yourself and dropped yourself into a men's prison or something?
No, I was just real flirtatious and provocative.
How old was the guy?
22, I think.
And was this at a party or something?
No, I've been dating him for a while, just a little bit.
And at what point did you want it not to be sex?
Well, after he was already in my pants, so it was a little bit late anyways.
Okay, so you're dating a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
How many dates do you have before this happens?
Well, I work with him. We don't really go out.
Well, you know what? Already, she's not I mean, it's funny to even put it in this context, but she's really not at an age to render consent to anybody.
Right.
So it's rape no matter what, or at least it's unlawful sexual intercourse. Yeah, unlawful sexual intercourse. So there's the line.
All right, so you work with the guy.
Yeah, he's my boss.
And you flirt with the guy.
Yeah.
And you're trying to kind of play grown-up with him, right?
Yeah.
And sort of pretend like you're maybe more experienced than you were or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, Drew, stop staring at the kids now. Just you don't see enough of them?
No, I think I'm going to sleep.
Well, what are you going to do? Use the stink eye and put them under?
Yeah.
Let them color, Drew. Relax. Let them live a little. You're going to smother them. They're going to turn on you. Oh, believe me, they'll turn. So, Kristen, and you went out, not really on a date, but just after work kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Where'd you go, to his house?
Yeah.
And you kind of knew what he had in mind?
Yeah, I knew what was going on.
Uh-huh. And you were just sort of having fun, I mean, just sort of playing grown-up with him, right?
Well, she didn't acknowledge.
No, I'm not attacking her. I just want to make sure what's going on.
She didn't acknowledge the reality of what she was. I mean, she really didn't. She was denying to herself what was really going on, even though she's intellectually sort of understood.
The guy's 22. He's a man. He's horny, and she's going home with him. Does he know how old you are?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got home, back to his place, and what happened? He offered you a beer or some pot?
No, nothing. I just smoked a couple cigarettes. Nothing important. Nothing.
All right. He didn't try to get you drunk. He must have been very confident.
Yeah.
All right, so you had nothing in your system.
No.
And he started to make a move on you.
Yeah.
And you never stopped him.
Not until it got really far.
Like how far? Like intercourse?
No. His hands were in my pants already.
And then you tried to stop it.
Yeah.
And what'd you say?
I said, well, I don't think this is a good idea. I tried to make an excuse like he was my boss. But he didn't really. And then I just kind of sat there for a while. But then I got really nervous when I took my pants off and I tried to push him away and
he did what?
Didn't move.
And so were you fearful that he'd hit you or something?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really know what the hell I was.
Well, you just froze up?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, but you weren't intoxicated.
No.
Were you a virgin?
No.
When had you had sex before?
When I've been having sex for a little while.
With who?
My ex-boyfriend, no.
So, when did you start having sex?
I was 12.
You were 12? First time you had intercourse?
Yeah.
So something's a little up, right?
Kinda.
Yeah, what went on?
Nothing real major. I know when I was little, I wasn't sexually abused or anything.
But?
I don't know. I was physically abused. Does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. And, how old was the guy who was having sex with you when you were 12?
17.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's rape right there.
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Can you imagine, when I was 17...
Senior high school.
A senior in high school.
7th grader or 6th grader. Think about that.
I'm a senior in high school, and I'm going to get myself some 16-year-old poontang.
12-year-old.
I mean, I want to say 6th grade trim. Oh, my God.
I told him I was older, though. I told him I was 14.
All right. Okay, so your whole M.O., though, Kristen, is that you've been abused by your dad, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Physically?
Yeah.
And your whole thing has been trying to sort of get the attention of older men, right?
Yeah.
And you know you can do it because you look good, right? And you know they're interested in you physically.
Well, they're interested physically.
Right. So did this guy end up having intercourse with you?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
And you weren't able... do you think you were sort of frozen up by the abuse that you suffered at the hands of your dad?
I don't know.
Let me answer that. Yes, absolutely. She's a victim.
Right.
Victim.
Okay.
And this all stirs that whole thing back up again.
All right, the guy is despicable. What kind of job is it?
I work at the Gap.
Have you gone back to work since then?
Yeah.
And seen him there? And what's his attitude been?
He acts like he did before. Just flirts with me and stuff, like always.
And has not talked about coming back over or anything like that?
No, he was, I don't know, I think he feels kind of guilty because he knew I was fighting him.
I think this guy deserves to be brought up on charges.
Yeah, I mean, you ought to have something called a forensic examination. When did this happen?
About a week ago.
You still might want to get the exam done. I mean, you go to the emergency room and let them know what happened. The police report's filed. Evidence is collected. You should do it right away if there's any question at all. And, yeah, what he did was wrong. I mean...
But what do you think, Drew? I mean, should the authorities get involved?
Yeah, it's not right.
Well, why are you so
because I don't
laissez-faire about the whole thing?
The reason is it's a week later. She'll have difficulty proving it, getting the evidence together. It'll probably be a very painful thing for her. This sort of thing makes me kind of less enthusiastic about it, but yeah, it ought to be done.
Well, listen, I always feel a little bit negligent when there's a crime committed and you're not telling someone to prosecute. But I
didn't say that.
Shush up. On the other hand, it's like you went over to the guy's house, you teased him, and you were almost putting yourself in harm's way. And then don't, hold on a second, don't everyone freak out. It's not one of these, I know there's this popular opinion that if a woman is raped, it's never, ever, ever the woman's fault. She is the victim. And that is true. But it's like, if some guy breaks in your house and holds you at gunpoint and steals from you, that's not at all your fault. And if you go to bed every night with the window swung open, that's a little bit more,
but
a little bit more responsible.
You've been on the show long enough to know how victims behave. And
right.
And this is a classic situation where she's provocative with these guys because that's what her emotional needs are. And then, there's this other thing. And then she paralyzes because she is a victim. And that's the way, and victimizers will go out and seek this out for that very reason.
All right, so Kristen, here's what we got to work on with you. This not happening to you again. Oh, I'd like to just give your dad a big, fat, roundhouse kick to the nuts. I really would. It is just so despicable. Not only what the abusive parent does to the kid while they're physically abusing them or sexually abusing them, but then what the kid goes on to do for the rest of their life unless they get some intervention, some help, some counseling, something like that. So, Kristen, you have to not do this again.
Well, do you think I should quit my job?
Yes.
And report the guy.
I would report the guy. Is there a manager above him?
No, he's the manager of the store.
So that's the other thing, really. It's also a misappropriation of his authority and a misuse of his authority.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could get this guy fired in a second. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to bring charges against him, you can bring charges against him. But more importantly, let's not let this happen again. You know what I'm saying?
And part of that, part of her process of recovering from her victimization might be doing something about this.
That's interesting. What do you think about that, Kristen?
About what?
About using, prosecuting this guy as part of your, road to recovery.
I don't know. I think my parents would be pretty upset.
Well, screw them. If your dad wasn't whacking you around, you wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place.
I don't think they'd let me press charges.
Okay.
I don't think it's up to them.
I don't think it is either. But listen, I don't think it'd be responsible for us to tell you to do it one way or the other. But I'm really more concerned with this not happening to you again, Kristen. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're going to get some counseling?
I don't know. I don't think my parents would go for that either.
Well, put it this way, Kristen. Stop worrying about what your parents would go for and start worrying about yourself. Because I don't want to see you go through your whole life as a victim and having people prey on you this way. This guy's evil. And
it wasn't as much his fault.
No. Here's the deal. It is his fault, and it's your fault to the degree that you're putting yourself out there for victimizers to prey on. We need you to change the way you're putting yourself out there. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Please be conscious of that. You got to work on that, Kristen.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
All right.
She's going to do it her own way.
I know. But that is a stronger force than a river.
Mm-hmm.
Her wanting to get back into that sort of provocative BS stuff.
Yep.
Oh, dads, don't screw with your daughters.
Moms either.
I don't make a country song. Daddies, don't screw with your daughters. They'll grow up to be victims and strippers and whores. Treat them like the princesses they think they are. And soon they'll be doing all the chores. Oh, screw this Dwight Yoakam. I got myself a gig. I can do some. All right. Yeah. All right, so maybe I'm a little high. Jamie, you're 18.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello. Okay, this is really difficult to explain.
Yeah.
Hold on. I just want to give some quick tips to Loveline callers. If there's ever a 15-second pause where there's nothing said, fill it. Feel free to chime in.
Okay.
Especially when you were the one who stopped talking.
Okay, so anyway, this has nothing to do with boyfriends. I've been single for about 7 months, and when I was with someone, I was a virgin. I'm an 18-year-old virgin right now, but not by choice. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got that. I had that same thing going.
So anyway, when I first got with this guy back in the days, we wanted to have sex, and I was a virgin, and all my friends would warn me, oh, it's going to hurt you, and this and that. But when he went to penetrate me, it was a pain that was very unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
It was something I couldn't handle it physically.
Right.
And we were together for a year, and throughout the entire year, we had tried this over and over. And we read books and stuff about how we could overcome this. He bought a vibrator so I could, try to do it myself, break it open, I guess you could say.
You know what's great about guys? All of a sudden, they become,
amateur gynecologist.
That's true. Wait a minute. Doogie Howser, amateur gynecologist. This is the name. Forget about this coffee and donuts series we've been working on, Drew.
All right.
No. Here's what I'm saying. They become Thomas Edison and Ponce de Leon at the same time when it comes to getting into a girl's vagina. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, here's guys, they smoke pot, they sit on the sofa, you can't drag them out to do anything, they won't do any chores, all they want to do is watch TV and hang out and play like Nintendo. But man, boy, do they become motivated when they're trying to cut themselves off a slice, as it were. Jamie?
Yeah.
All right, so...
Have you seen a gynecologist?
Me? No.
Why not?
I just never really thought about it.
All right, that's what you need to do.
Oh, you were talking to her, Drew, when you asked that question?
Yeah, not you, Adam.
Okay, so anyway,
because there are circumstances where the membrane can be...
When I take the vibrator to myself, I don't turn it on because I'm not ready for that. I try to penetrate myself with it so that when I could be trying to penetrated by a penis that it won't hurt me. But it's like my hymen is now broken. It's broken completely. And I can't fully penetrate myself with the vibrator. And whenever another person has tried to penetrate me, because it's been...
Hold on, it's not the Badger series, is it?
Oh,
if, because that won't fit. That's just for show.
It's always very, very, very uncomfortable, and it's always, like, unbearably painful. Is there something, like, a little bit more than, like, the pain that a virgin feels? Is there something that's abnormal in this?
Probably. I mean, it's something called the most common thing
I've never been fully penetrated.
No, quiet. Jamie, please, put your vagina on the phone for a second. Are you using lubrication?
Yeah.
The most common thing would be something called vaginismus, which is a spasm of the muscles in the floor of the pelvis. And it's usually from anxiety as much as anything else.
And you sound like an anxious person, Jamie.
And you need to see a gynecologist to make sure that...
being a virgin.
You need to see... Jamie. You need to see a gynecologist to make sure that everything is okay anatomically, okay? Just to make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary going on. And there are techniques that can be used as you guys were sort of working around and trying with the potential, with the outcome of increasing the diameter in there if there is something anatomically not quite right.
Ear, nose, and throat guy.
That, and, In all probability, though, she's just overwhelmingly anxious. I mean,
could kind of hear it in her voice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to take some of these sleeping pills now and hope that they don't kick in before the show's over. Drew?
Yeah.
You don't need any of these things. Why don't you sell the hell out of the next call?
Here's Joey, been on hold 90 minutes. A girlfriend is wild and puts herself at risk by hitchhiking.
Okay. Hey, Loveline. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191.
How much of that conversation just went out here?
Fax number 310-854-4455. And I'm Carolla. That is the brainy papa, Dr. Drew. And, hey, Engineer Mike. Did you get a little of that Suzanne Vega when I was jamming with her? Folk singer extraordinaire Suzanne Vega was in here, must have been about a month ago now. And, you know, I have a jazz background, and we got together and we jammed a little on one of her songs, and went a little something like this.
I am sitting in the morning at the diner on the corner. I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee, and he fills it only halfway, and before I even argue, he is looking out the window at somebody coming in.
Do 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 nam yo ho.
Hey, stop that. That's not the words.
Do 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 do.
It is always nice to see you, says the man behind the counter to the woman who has come in. She is shaking her umbrella, and I look the other way as they are kissing their hellos, and I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk.
Dr. Drew do 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 do. See, Drew, my voice is my instrument.
Yeah.
You know?
Needs to be tuned.
Drew made a joke, everybody. Mark this date down on the calendar, so a year from now we'll know when the anniversary was of Dr. Drew making a funny. Now, Susan spoke to me quite earnestly after the show and wanted to know if I could go out on the road, you know.
Really?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say go on the road.
And call up Chris Hardwick, will you please?
She said she had a couple local gigs in town, and if I could just come and sit in.
They want you to join the Lilith tour.
Well, yeah. See, they call that sitting in when another guy, you know, of some prowess comes by and, you know, just joins them up on stage. But I couldn't jam with her because I had the show to work out. You could tell she was impressed, though. Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, my girlfriend's, like, really wild, and she told me about this one dream a while ago, that she had a dream, kind of fantasy more, the dream thing that she wants to be, that she's hitchhiking and gets picked up by somebody who knows who, and then, like, goes to a rest stop and has sex with the man. She says that was a fantasy more than a dream.
Uh-huh.
You know. And
you got a car?
No, she just went in the Army, and she'll be out from boot camp and all that, then she's going to have a car.
Yeah, but do you have a car?
No.
Oh, okay. And then she'll have a car you could borrow? Kind of ironic getting picked up by your own car. Oh, you can't drive?
I got DWIs.
How many you got?
2.
Oh, that's not bad. Hell, you're only 20.
Yeah.
Been driving since you were 16?
No.
18?
18, yeah.
All right, so that's 1 a year. Let me do some math here. By the time you're 60, you'll have 45. Okay.
No, I'm a recovering addict right now.
Oh, okay. Good.
Never.
Good. When do you get your license back?
I don't know. I haven't been to court yet. I'm going to court on September 12th, actually.
All right. And what is your question for us about her?
Well, see, my girlfriend, I remember hearing you guys talk about, on one show, some girl called in saying that, since a past abuse, that, like, maybe it had something, you know, what she does has something to do with, how she's acting out now.
Yeah, like every call of every show I've ever done.
Yeah, well.
Well, he doesn't necessarily hear them all. Well, was she abused?
Well, not by her family. Her like, family's, like, crystal clean. I mean, her dad's one of the top cops in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And not a family, it's past relationships.
Yeah, but usually there's been a little something up at home when you get involved with someone who'll abuse you. Well, listen, I'm going to piss off one of the top cops in Baltimore. All right, but what was going on at the rest stop? Was the guy raping her or something?
No, she basically from what she told me, it was like it's like something she wants to get like picked up by some guy and then have sex with him.
All right, so there's a fantasy. Hey, I'd like to get picked up by your girlfriend after she drops the guy off at the rest stop and have sex with her.
And
a big deal.
She went into more deeply because this got me thinking about from what you guys had talked about. She was pretty much raped by, well, I guess it would be raped by a guy when she was like about like 14. This guy just appeared in her room, choking her. And just
really?
Yeah.
With her top cop dad right there in the house?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did they catch the guy?
She didn't tell this guy, and this guy would. She didn't tell her dad, and this guy would like come up there and like just appear totally naked, and then said, "You're gonna have sex with me."
On more than one occasion?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And
something was very wrong here.
All right, Joey.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. There's some of it is you, some of it's her, some of it is the nude guy who's in a room. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
There's a lot of missing information.
Joey's like a jigsaw of a picture of a covered bridge.
Right.
But about half of it is stuck to the dog's ass or something, and heading out into the backyard.
Right.
I can't figure out a damn thing he was saying.
No.
She's in the military. Good. You're in recovery.
Good.
Good.
She's got some
fantasies. Fine.
She's got some abusive past that doesn't make sense. Something's up.
Oh, she's living with Commissioner Gordon. Meanwhile, there's a naked guy who appears in her room. And Joey couldn't string together too many thoughts. Joey, here's your job. Get your license back, and this time keep it. Stick with your recovery. Let her go through boot camp, and stop examining everyone's sexuality. Hey, Drew, what's going on tonight with these callers?
It's been wild, hasn't it?
Not wild. It's been horrible.
Weird. Yeah, weird.
Everyone is just high and like... what is that?
I don't know.
I blame the screeners. We aren't even screening anymore. And I blame you too, Drew.
Why?
Because yeah. All right. I'm picking my own call. John.
Yeah.
You're 21.
Yep.
All right. Let's go, Bucko.
All righty. I want to come out of the closet to my family and my friends, but I really don't know how to do it. I mean, I think I've been dating this one girl since I was like 15. And we just recently broke up because I haven't been able to perform for her. I don't feel like she's enough for me. I feel like I have to go to another guy.
Yeah, well, you're into guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me make a quick aside here.
Alrighty.
Let me have a sidebar with Drew. It breaks my heart to realize there are guys who got laid more than I did in high school. As a matter of fact, hundreds of times more than I did in high school, and they're gay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even want it. It's the biggest waste of a woman's private parts I can ever think of. Here I was searching in vain, desperate for a woman to have sex with, and John can't get away from this woman fast enough. Yet I'm sure he's had steady sex all through high school with her, right, John?
Definitely.
Oh, breaking my heart.
I'm sorry.
All right, so now you want to get rid of her because you realize that you're gay, and you want to come out with the friends and the family.
Well, I've already told her, and I explained to her why and what happened to me as a child, and why this came about, and everything else. But, I mean, I don't know how to tell my family.
What happened to you as a child?
Well, there's the next-door neighbors. I used to spend night over there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to play Truth or Dare with the two sons.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times it was fellatio or it was anal penetration.
How old were you?
I was like 12.
That's when it started?
Yeah.
How old were they?
14, 15.
Oh. And was there one particular one that initiated all that?
Yeah.
And then everybody else just sort of went along with it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And why'd you guys go along with it?
Well, to me, it was, I mean, I never went through that real childhood experimentation.
Well,
I never, like, show me yours, I'll show you mine type thing.
At age 12, though, it almost seems like he was old enough to start saying, hey, maybe I'm into guys.
Right.
I mean, what I'm saying is if you were telling us you were six and this guy was 14, and then we'd come back and say, well, listen, you were violated, you were raped, you don't even know what your sexuality is because you had someone else's sexuality imposed on you at such a young age.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're 12 and you're thinking, well, we spun the bottle, it landed on butt love, and I'm going with it, that says to me that maybe you've always been interested in guys.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, every time I had to perform fellatio, I mean, it was such a turn on for me.
To imagine his parents walking in the room. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Especially since his dad's a cop.
Larry, did I tell you we should have bought the battleship? No, you wouldn't spend $12 for the goddamn battleship. Now look what's happened. Oh, boy, am I going to have a game closet in my room. It's just going to be anything the kids want to do. Please, anything, just don't blow it. Chutes and ladders, operation, don't spill the beans, every video game, whatever, just stay away. All right, so you like guys. Maybe you always did like guys. Are you living outside of the house now?
No, I'm recently with my parents.
Why?
Well, I was with the young lady I was telling you about, and I think she's my best friend. I love her to death, but I don't feel like I should be in the same household as her anymore just because I don't want it to be too awkward for her.
Poor woman. She's going to need some therapy.
So she knows why.
She thinks she turned you gay, though.
No, I explained the entire thing.
Yeah, explain. Wait a minute. Explain. The point is you can't tell a woman you've been with since you were 15, you didn't turn me gay. She's going to have some feelings about that.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's her business.
Yeah.
I mean, she's heartbroken. She was set on getting married and everything.
Oh, wow. All right. Well,
thank God she didn't.
When are you going to
move?
When are you going to move out of the house?
Well, there's this guy I've kind of been seeing.
Oh, boy.
And he wants me to move in with him, but I don't know how to tell my parents that I love him and I'm sleeping with him pretty much.
I think you're kind of... See, John sounds like a pretty together guy to me.
Yeah.
And I think what you need to do is first get out of the house.
Uh-huh.
Because no use in dropping the bomb while you're there under the roof.
Yeah.
Just in case they don't take it the way you'd like them to.
Well, I already know my brother's not going to because he's always calling everybody faggots and whatnot, and he's always saying if I ever have a gay child, I'm going to beat him to death and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, he sounds pretty open.
Was he over there with the neighbors ever?
Pardon?
Was he ever over at the neighbors?
They were decent friends, not really.
Well, maybe he had some stuff happen that scared him or it was sort of provocative to him. And,
well, my brother was older than them. So.
Yeah, but still, maybe he knew enough that it wasn't what he wanted to do, but enough that it kind of stirred up some feelings that scared him, and now he's reacting to that.
Yeah.
Well, and also, how old's your brother, 25?
He's 26.
All right. Sometimes 26-year-old guys. He's not a white-collar guy?
He's a chef.
Okay. That's cordon blue collar. So he's probably just, he's coming from that world. But here's the deal, John. Move out of the house, then go ahead and tell your folks.
Okay.
And just tell them. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't have trumpeters announce your arrival.
Just pretty much say, Mom, Dad, this is my boyfriend Richard.
Now, I wouldn't even introduce the guy. As a matter of fact, here's what you have to do, John. I've said this a couple of times, because I'm sure one of Drew's kids will go gay. I mean, come on, there's 3 of them. Someone's got to go gay. If not, I'll go gay for him, Drew. What do you think of that? Parents have a tough time hearing that their kid is gay or lesbian, most of the time. But what really brings it home is, here is the guy who is attached to the penis that I will be blowing later on this evening. See, because that's like cement. It cements it. It's the same way when it comes to a guy and his daughter a lot of the time. I mean, it's one thing to know that your daughter's having sex. It's another thing to have the guy who's nailing her standing there next to her at age 16 or whatever it is. Am I right, Drew?
Yes.
So I would not bring the secondary loved one's penis into the fray.
Okay.
I would, as a matter of fact, you'll probably have to do this in stages.
Well, the only thing is, my lover's, he has a kid.
Yeah.
I want to bring the kid and introduce it, because I mean, she's a cute 7-year-old.
Right.
I want to introduce her to my parents as my daughter.
Yeah, I know, but listen, you're getting way too much done here before. Do it in segments.
Okay.
All right?
So, like, carry this out over a year or two?
Yeah, I would spread it out. First, I'd go with, you know what, I think I'm bi. Then the next one is you know what, I've decided I'm not bi, I'm gay, but I'm not actively doing anything right now. And then the third one is here's my boyfriend. And then the fourth is we're both going into the lucrative gay porn industry. Hey, it's Loveline, and look who's still up. Paulina is weathered the show. And Jordan? Oh, he's out like a light. Oh, imagine. All the talk going on over there. And, oh, look at Paulina. You gonna draw another picture of me, sweet pea? Yeah, she's hard at work. All right, screw the phone number.
She's picking one out for you. She got one.
Oh, it's got a whole one. Uh-oh. I used the last one as a coaster. It's got all screwed up. Well, I need a new one. That's right. So, Drew, you put up everything they bring home from camp or school on the refrigerator?
Yep. All over the house.
You know what I'm going to do when I'm a parent? It's always a pain in the ass on the fridge because you slam the door, the magnet comes loose, and everything slides down to the bottom. Or like, you open the back window and the wind kicks in and the things go flying everywhere. And generally, too, it's kind of a mess. I mean, let's face it, they did it. But if someone else's kid did that, there's no way you're putting it on your fridge.
That's right. That's true.
Here's what... Oh, look at that.
Nice.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. It says PLFJD. Oh... She can write in Greek. It's amazing. I think that means I love you in Greek. The point is here's my invention, Drew.
Yeah.
Kids get very upset if the stuff's not up on the fridge because they go... Drew, are you listening?
She's still waving it at you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she's
got to learn eventually. Bring Paulina in here.
Maybe she should bring it in here.
Come on in here, Paulina. Come on, sweet. Kids go to other kids' houses. They see all this mess up on the refrigerator.
After the last call, my kids aren't going to other kids' houses.
Okay, and if they come, it's spin the bottle and sodomy night over at the neighbor's house. Drew,
yeah,
you act like you just got off a shift. You see these kids every single say, "Hi, Paulina." Thank you, baby. Thank you.
What is it?
What is this?
Paulina. That is... I don't know.
You don't know. Well, she does abstract art.
The picture for Adam?
Yes.
Is that me there, sweetie?
Yes.
It is? And what does it say there? You just working on your alphabet?
That's it. I don't know.
Oh. Anne is her biological clock is now spinning as if there's been an electrical surge, like a lightning bolt just hit her house, and the thing is just spinning. Am I right, Anne? Oh, look at these kids. Oh, they just couldn't get any cuter. You've peaked as a kid. That's it. It's going to be nothing but downhill from here, Paulina. She's sassy like her mom. And has a bigger vocabulary, too, I think. Okay. Susan's not listening to the show. All right, here's my idea, Drew.
Yeah.
So, you got a nice house, let's say. Not you, but let's say one does.
You know I don't.
You don't want to have all this muck on the refrigerator, but yet you don't want to destroy the kid's psyche by not putting up their hard-earned artwork, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have a fake refrigerator facade. It's like a picture of a refrigerator that you hang up, and it's magnetized, and you put it in the kids' room where no one has to look at it.
Perfect.
That way, they can have all this stuff up on the fridge. As a matter of fact, here's what you do. This is a better idea, Drew.
Yeah.
Buy some professional art, rip it out of the frame, put it on a magnet, and hang it off the fridge, and then have, like, Paulina write her name. And that way, when, parents and, neighbors come by, they'll marvel at the genius.
Picasso.
Yeah, well, oh, no, wait a minute. Picasso. All right, Paulina, everything good? You staying up? You're not taking a nap, huh? No, this is late for you, though, isn't it?
Pinksy thing down.
Yeah. You like to stay up late? Yes?
Yes.
What time do you normally go to bed?
I don't know.
About 8 o'clock, maybe?
No.
Not.
You going to camp tomorrow?
Yes.
You gonna be good in camp?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you gonna do in camp?
I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe do a little more coloring.
Nah.
Sing a song, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. What song are you gonna sing?
I didn't know.
All right. Do they let them sing songs about Jesus?
I don't know.
Because when I used to go to camp, hey, we got to sing about Jesus.
Doesn't seem like they sing much of that stuff. What?
Yeah. Rock me, Lord, can't get under it. Rock me, Lord, can't get over it.
No.
None of that? Okay. I got a little erect there, by the way, when you're singing about Jesus, Sam. It's kind of a turn on. Hey, who the hell are we talking to here, Drew? Hello?
Hello?
What's your name?
Kathy?
Kathy?
Yeah?
How old are you?
I'm 15.
All right, hold on a second, Kathy. This poor guy's been on hold for 54 minutes, Drew. Rick?
Yeah.
Hey, you're 27.
Exactly. Let me give a little history before I ask my question. And my girlfriend, she was abused by her parents. Basically, not physically abused. Well, actually physically abused, but not sexually. And her parents had a really bad relationship.
Hold on a second. Pauline, you want some sleeping pills?
No.
They're yummy.
No.
No. Okay.
So anyways, they had a really bad relationship, and she went on to date a guy when she was younger. And they went through an extremely bad relationship for the last 10 years or so. She's 30 now. I'm 27. And
you were going to rescue her from that.
Well,
except you hit her too.
Let me give you the scenario here. The situation was that I met her at a party, and basically she told me everything the bad happened in her life.
Right, so you're going to rescue her from that.
And see, I was never. Now, the problem is that I'm having a problem with abuse now.
You're abusing her.
I am, and I feel like...
Isn't that what I just said? You had to rescue her, you went in?
I'm playing on her past, and I've never been like that with any other woman I've dated.
Well, she found a good cast member to suit her role.
Oh, yes.
And
she casted the right man for the part.
Call off the auditions.
Exactly,
I have Rick, the potential abuser.
Exactly. I mean, I'm very hip to all that, and I feel like maybe, it's like I look for the right person, or...
Right.
And I've never had abusive past.
Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Are you going to get some counseling?
Well, basically, we've been going out for 2 years, and it's been, pretty abusive as far as arguing. I've slapped her, and...
Right. All right, we got that part. The problem is we're running out of show, so we want to know, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know. I'm looking for...
Well, how about some counseling?
We're separated now.
Okay, well, they have those groups for guys who abuse. Unfortunately, they're popping up all over the country. What about getting in contact with one of those groups? There's anger management
groups. I took down
groups.
that 1-800 number, End Abuse, in fact.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
All right, well, why don't you call it?
Well, I wanted to talk to you guys first.
Well, we appreciate it. We're running out of show here, Rick. That is the problem. I understand what's going on with you. You listen to the show enough, and you know what's going on.
I think I'm caring enough to be able to try to figure out what's going on.
I do, too. I completely believe you. And here's the situation. It's a two-part process, this whole mental awareness. One is realizing that you have a problem, and the other part is actually going out and acting on it, doing something, getting some counseling, getting involved with one of these groups, what have you. I mean, I'm a guy who knew I was screwed up for good 5, 7, 8 years, wasn't able to act on it, even though intellectually I knew what was going on the entire time. But if you work on it, you'll get it under control. I don't know if you ever had this, Drew. I wasn't beating women or anything. I knew I was horrible in a relationship by the age of 20. But I couldn't stop myself from making the same mistakes and being horrible anyway.
Right.
It's, it's like the full moon comes out, you turn into a werewolf. And it takes some years to straighten that out.
Right.
But Rick sounds like he's doing the work, or he's going to get involved with the work, and that's all right. All right, we'll be back with more Adam Carolla, more Dr. Drew, and the song stylings of Miss Paulina.
Educating.
All right, the sleeping pills are now kicked in, Drew. That's it for me. I'm plumb out of show. Hey, Dwight Yoakam will... I busted his CD. And I destroy every CD container I touch. Can you get that back working?
Dwight Yoakam tomorrow night.
Yes. And, Drew, who are you going to bring in? The nanny tomorrow night?
Nobody tomorrow night.
No. Okay. Good night, Paulina.
Ooh, she's embarrassed.
Well, she's very coy. Paulina, say good night.
No.
Okay, that's good enough. I just want to hear something. I'm going to try a little reverse psychology. Paulina, see that microphone? Please do not talk into it. There you go. All right, so until next time, this is Adam Carolla for not only Paulina, Dr. Drew, and the napping Jordan, but the rest of the Loveline and Dr. Drew family.
Playlist,
saying,
I think.
Oh, all right, screw you. That's it.
This has been Loveline.